Hi everyone out there, today I'm going to talk a very interesting topic that you need to know. Why is it so important for any of the property owners out there or buyers out there is to understand the impact of the government land sales, how it actually affects property prices. And this is something that is very important because why? If you want to buy something, you really must understand the master plan of this whole thing so that you know what is your next step. So now, of course, just a disclaimer for myself, when it comes to any form of investment, there is always a certain risk involved. Now, I just want you to look at this master plan. I'm actually using this particular example called Botany Diary at Daily Farm, right? It's something that is very interesting. Why do I say so? If you really look at this particular development Botany, alright, what is important for a buyer yourself is to know exactly what is upcoming. If you look at the numbers, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's total 7 plots of land that has not been released for sale by the government yet. So what does it mean to you? It's important. If you know what is happening and what is going to happen, that gives you a lot of clarity and certainty. Which means that if today you want to buy this particular development at Botany, the most important question, what will be my future price? Will there be any development out there, right, that's going to help me to elevate my price? The good news here is there's total 7 plots of land that is available. And that's important. If you want to buy any development out there, you probably need to understand, if I want to buy something, will there be any opportunity? Is there any of the new plot of land that's upcoming? And how does it affect the prices? If you look at this West Coast View area, this is at the Clementi West Coast area. Can you see in 2015 the land plot is 551 per plot ratio. If you look at 2017, the price has went up by 592. Wow, you look at 2018, what does it mean? The price has gone up to $800 PPR. So what does it impact the property owners? If you are the first mover who actually bought this property at this lower price, which the break even is only $1,000, which most of them bought about $1,000, $1,001, $900 over dollar per square foot. But do you know that eventually this particular development, the last one that was launched, it has to be what? Launched at a higher price, because why? The land cost is definitely higher. And you look at it, the Park Rivera, which is actually the first plot of land, did the owner actually make profit out of it? You look at the price they bought, 1,001, if they sold at how much per square foot, 1,005. Can you imagine how much is the profit? So that's the reason why it's so important, right, is to be the first mover advantage. If you look at another example at Daily Farm government land sale area. So if you look at this is another first plot of land, 3 house. The one was sold in 2009. You look at the per plot ratio, 280. You look at the second one, which is the Fossick residence, is at 345, 2010. But you realize, 2011, the land price has gone up. So, why do I want to talk about all this? There's only one thing I just want to mention to you here. If people ask me, Botany, is there an opportunity? Is there a potential? Just now I show you, right? There's total 7 plots of properties that haven't launched yet. So what will be the price be? As you all know very well, that government is always very clear-cut. When the property price move forward, eventually the land sales got to move forward. Eventually the price has to move forward, and that is how it works. So you will be surprised, right? You look at the 3 house owner, they are the first mover. So what does it mean? You see how much profit they make. 400 over 1,000, 700,000, 300,000. Of course, there's one very unique one, which is just very small. But on average, we are talking about $300,000-$400,000 in terms of profit. Why is it so important to know this? I think as a buyer yourself, the most important is to understand the master plan of the future of things. That's the reason why it's so important to be certain about what is going to happen. Of course, today, if you know the 7 plot of land, how much the price has been launched, how much has been sold, you probably know what's happening. But the good news here is that the 7 plot has not even been mentioned yet. Which means that if today I buy something, I know that I'm actually holding on to the first mover of this above 7 plot of land. And that's important if you are a buyer yourself who are intending to buy a property, is to understand the master plan. So the most important question now is whether is this development a very safe bet in terms of purchase. I can only tell you guys here is that this is the early mover advantage because you are very clear there is 7 more plots in front of you. And I'm quite sure this is the lowest entry among the upcoming launches. And lastly, being certain about what is upcoming give you the assurance and moving forward when you buy this property. So for those people who really want to understand more about this development, please contact my PropNex agents out there to understand more about in detail about this particular development.